Islamophobia is very present in today's political climate, but instead of describing it, we let the youths affected by it speak for themselves. This is Take Back, a series on NBC Asian America. It's about taking back our culture and identity as Asian Americans. Our goal is to break stereotypes. Some have equated Muslims with terrorism and Islam with hate. That hatred directed towards Islam and Muslims is called Islamophobia.
Whenever I hear the word Islamophobia, I just get really angry because it's like people blame the entire Muslim population over the actions of a few individuals that falsely use the name of Islam in order to justify their actions that are clearly unjustifiable.
SAYA, the South Asian Youth Action, provides a safe space for Muslim teens to talk.
Well, I wanted to start off by learning from you all about your personal experiences with Islamophobia or any kind of related discrimination.
I was going home from school one day. It was like a white male around his 40s. He walked past me, said dirty Muslim, and then he spit at me. And I didn't really think anything of it. I was in my own little world.
By wearing her hijab, Sophia wears her religion openly. After her traumatic experience, she has become wary of certain strangers.
Whenever I see someone that's not like a minority, I kind of like stay away, or I think twice about it. I'm like, oh hey, maybe they don't like me, or maybe there's something going through their head.
We had this cultural day. We wore our Punjabi, that's what you call it. And then the kid next to me, he's like, oh, some days you dress normal, why are you dressing like an ISIS member? I didn't know what to say. I was just so mad. I'm like, how does him dressing up as like Muslim or trying to show his culture makes him an ISIS member?
Does it make you question your religion?
No, it never makes me question my religion. It just makes me upset because like saying Muslim is kind of like a bad word sometimes. Like I don't need everyone to love it or want to be Muslim, but just acknowledge the fact that it's not this horrible thing and we're not horrible people for wanting to practice Islam.
Muslim Americans make up 1% of the US population, or 3.3 million people. Years after 9/11, hate crimes against Muslims escalated. Even non-Muslims, like turban-wearing sheiks, are targeted.
It kind of makes me scared in school that, you know, while I'm praying and somebody might come from the back and like attack me.
The teens we spoke to experience hate and discrimination at a young age. They're only 16 and 17 years old. But that's not surprising. Gallup poll shows nearly half, or 4 in 10 Americans, harbor some degree of prejudice against Muslims.
When they hear the messaging that somehow Muslims and Americans are mutually exclusive or can't sort of coexist, they're forced to figure out, okay, how do I reconcile those two things? And a lot of them feel a lot of fear.
According to psychologist Dr. Kevin Nadal, even everyday bombardment of stereotypes or subtle racist comments called microaggressions can impact a person's mental state.
People experience microaggressions tend to report symptoms of depression, of anxiety, of trauma. People experience microaggressions sometimes have low self-esteem.
According to Sarah, mental health issues are often muted in the South Asian community.
Based on my experience and their experiences, there's a significant amount of stigma in the South Asian community. Here at SAYA, we really try to dispel that assumption.
SAYA welcomes all races and ethnicities, and counselors say the goal of tackling Islamophobia is through conversations.
You're seeing this, but we have this conversation every week in session. And, you know, working together to combat the stereotypes and to, you know, finding our own identities, and then to going on and doing what Max said, to like go into government to give Asian Americans a voice.
Hey NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.